Vulgar way of saying, he killed himself. I'm trying to translate my acquaintance's cartoon to cite it in an article written in English. For the subject of the article, it is important that the translation will be direct, thus very vulgar, very offensive. Is there a vulgar way of saying he killed himself in English, meaning that someone died, but did not commit suicide nor was killed by someone else, for example, fell out of balcony or touched high voltage line by accident? I've learned English for many years, but I always have problem with understanding and using offensive words, as this is not something they teach you at school or courses, so I will appreciate any help. I can include the Polish expression my acquaintance used, but I don't think it is necessary or helpful. Thank you for many comments and answers. I resolved from them additional requirements for this expression. It should be short, a short remark, like he died, but vulgar, and not imply the deceased person's stupidity. It should only show disrespect in the way that you use vulgar expression making a remark about someone's death. The Polish expression was stupidci. It's left not translated in Google Translate. The first word is from the word family of jebuk, directly meaning fuck, and si is somewhat equivalent of himself. It does not imply death was connected with sexual activity, it's just being vulgar. The prefix ca, in this context, means that the activity was completed.
A few creative options come to mind. He removed himself from the gene pool. He committed stupidcide. He died of jackassery. This suggestion is a play on words off this TV show. I feel like we can do better than this, but is this in the right direction? Edit. Okay. Given what the op has clarified, I add the following too. He gaped his maw. He fucked his skull. These are not considered very well defined and are usually something you do to someone else, not to yourself, but it is definitely vulgar.
Okay, my suggestion may not be a direct hit, but it might be in the right neighborhood. I propose chlorinated the gene pool, or nominated himself for a Darwin Award. These terms are not exactly vulgar, but they might be considered rather edgy. They don't necessarily involve self-inflicted death, but they often do. According to Wikipedia, the Darwin Awards are a tongue-in-cheek honor that recognize individuals who have contributed to human evolution by self-selecting themselves out of the gene pool via death or sterilization due to their own, unnecessarily foolish, actions. The criterion for the award states, "In the spirit of Charles Darwin, the Darwin Awards commemorate individuals who protect our gene pool by making the ultimate sacrifice of their own lives. Darwin Award winners eliminate themselves in an extraordinarily idiotic manner, thereby improving our species' chances of long-term survival." Accidental self-sterilization also qualifies. However, the site notes, "Of necessity, the award is usually bestowed posthumously." You can read about a few Darwin Award nominees at this website. The expression, "chlorinating the gene pool," is used as a subtitle for this Darwin Awards book. Edit. When I first answered this question, I was under the false assumption that the OP was looking for a vulgar way to say that someone had taken his own life through some act of stupidity. It's since been clarified that's not the case. Someone else has suggested bit the dust. I'll add bought the farm, which could perhaps only be considered mildly vulgar at best, but is used to describe when a person has met some untimely or ill-fated death, not necessarily through some fault of their own. TFD says, "By the farm, slang, to die, especially suddenly or violently." It's not as vulgar as some of the other suggestions, but I believe it has a rightful place in the conversation.
An expression that gives me a not entirely healthy satisfaction and which I'll offer is, "He bit the dust." It's a very old phrase that means, he died, but it just sounds so damn pathetic. Edit. This just occurred to me after seeing the F-bombs dropped in the comments. I remember that Tommy in Turkish in the movie, Snatch, used the expression, "He got proper fucked," to refer to someone who's been killed. Actually, here they're referring to a rabbit, but the idea is the same. Urban Dictionary has a definition that doesn't do a whole lot of good, but it supports the idea that to be fucked could be bad, but to be proper fucked is terminal. This term, to the best of my knowledge, is strictly British English.
If you're looking for something colloquial and which does not imply stupidity, he offed himself is the closest I can think of. It does not appear to refer specifically to suicide here, and here, look only at the verb definitions. But others users may weigh in on whether it implies suicide or not.
If you want to support the channel, Please